So this is my unboxing video of my Canon EOS 1DX Mark II. I've got to give a shout out to Jessop's at the Metro Centre in Gateshead in the United Kingdom, who managed to secure me this camera. I was already a Canon 1DX user and upgraded this camera just recently. I mostly photograph mountain bike events and animals, and I've done a wedding or two, so this camera is going to be very good for the mountain bike event photography. A lot of the time I'm in dark forested areas in the United Kingdom. Usually the weather's pretty poor as well, so I need a camera that's weather sealed and pretty indestructible. So as usual, the normal stuff that comes out of the box first is your guarantee and also the manual and software discs. I don't tend to use the software discs that Canon provides, as I subscribe to Adobe CC, which is Lightroom and Photoshop. So this is the power cable that attaches to the power pack. Here's the camera strap with the gold emblem of Canon on it, but I really don't tend to use these. I prefer a black rabbit that attaches to the bottom of the camera. That's the eyepiece attachment. This is the new camera battery charger. With the EOS 1D series you always get a double charger. This one you can tell is for the Mark II, as you can see the red stripe across the top there. It's backwards compatible with the 1DX camera batteries as well, which I think is a pretty good touch. This is the new battery for the 1DX Mark II. It's gone up from a 2450 milliamp battery to a 2700 milliamp battery. Previous battery on the 1DX I managed to get about 3,500 photographs, but currently with the 1DX Mark II I've only managed to get about 1,500 photographs. But again, that could have been dependent on the weather conditions, because previously the 3,000 hit rate was in warmer weather, but it's only very cold at the moment, so that might not be a true reflection of the battery itself. This camera now has a USB 3 port, so it can transfer your files a lot quicker than the 1DX. Just to quickly mention the number of shutter actuations. I do not have the 1DX Mark II with the GPS running, so if you are thinking it won't shoot as many photographs with that's because the GPS is on, that's not true. Basically I currently keep mine switched off. This camera shoots at 14 frames per second or 16 frames per second in live view, and you need a CFast card, which is blisteringly fast. Also, it's much more useful if you're shooting in 4K. With the shooting at 14 frames per second with full AE tracking, speed is maintained for up to unlimited number of JPEGs or a burst rate of 170 raw images. So here's the camera body itself, a full frame camera with a 20.2 megapixel sensor. It has two Digic 6 Plus processors. It has a new autofocus system but they've not really expanded upon what the 1DX had. It has 61 point with a maximum of 41 cross-type autofocus points. The number of cross-type autofocus points does actually differ depending on the lens that you are using. One of the first things you notice when you're handling the camera is how solid it is. It's obviously not a light camera, but in the hand it's very comfortable to hold, but it is not light. The LCD screens on Canon cameras are particularly great, but 1DX Mark II is a step ahead. It's a 3.2 inch LCD monitor. One addition to the 1DX Mark II is the GPS receiver now. It does longitude, latitude, elevation and coordinated universal time. They seem to have moved the remote switch input to a different position onto the camera. In here you have the HDMI connector and also the USB 3 port. Also you have an Ethernet cable port. On the back you can also see this new button, which is the sort of video shooting mode, which can be seen on some of the other cameras. Also the joystick pads are a slightly different shape. They sort of seem to fit the thumb better now. Another addition to this camera is anti-flicker shooting. So flicker is detected at a frequency of 100 Hz or 120 Hz. Maximum continuous shooting speed may decrease if you do use the anti-flicker. It has a ISO sensitivity which is automatically set at 100 to 51,200, but this can be expanded to a low range of 50 ISO to 409,600 ISO. Personally, I do not try and shoot anything more than 6,400 ISO because you start noticing quite a lot of grain in these photos, and as I'm sort of selling photos to clients and customers, they tend to prefer not to have too much grain within their photo. Since completing this video, I've had the camera now for quite some weeks, and I've managed to get it out and about, and I've used it at a few mountain bike race events, and also I've managed to do some wildlife photos which I've included here. So many thanks for watching this video. First time I've ever done a voiceover, and I'm pretty sure it's absolutely appalling, but if you've got this far, then wow, thanks very much indeed. Maybe I'll do another one, who knows. Don't forget, click like and share. Many thanks. Have a good day.